Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to continue on your lesson 4 about what makes a community come together. Yesterday we talked about things that might make our school come together, some activities that brings your family together, like holidays and birthdays. And then finally, we talked about what might bring your community together, like a festival or Santa on the fire trucks. It means it brings people together to either enjoy something or to learn something new or to have fun. Now, since we've talked about the community, I want to talk about school a little more. What happens in our school community that might bring us together for some fun? If I scroll up, let me think. Ooh, a party on the playground was one. That definitely brings our school together. What do you think? I think so. That happens in the springtime or in the fall, where when everyone is just coming back to school and having a good time and getting to know each other and see each other again. Ooh, I made that very small. Sorry. Okay. That's something that happens at school that brings us together. Another one I can think of is our Spirit Week, when we have to wear maybe something with Whitesboro colors or wear your favorite superhero. That brings your whole school community together for the same cause, to show some spirit and have some fun. So I'm going to write Spirit Week. That brings my school together. And another one I thought of was PARP. We talked about that a little bit yesterday. Our PARP, our parents as reading partners, or pick a reading partner, it's sometimes called. It brings you together with your classmates because you're all working towards the same goal of reading more and more that month. And we have a fun assembly where we have to work together in order to win for our grade level. And it is very fun. Now, these things are done to make sure that we can learn from one another and that we have fun with each other. And it shows how each of us are special. Okay, we don't just go and do Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts just to not learn anything. We don't go just because it seems like there's nothing else to do. You go and do that because you do want to learn something new. Remember, it also goes back to the whole culture thing. If there weren't different cultures, then we wouldn't have any new languages to learn or new food to try. You can pause if you need to. And again, it says, what activities bring our community together? We don't have to write this out because we talked about it up here. So some soccer games so ASO soccer, or going to Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts might bring us together, or a fundraiser or a festival where you can eat some food and go on some rides. That brings people together. And why do we do those things? Do we do those things because we're bored? Do we do those things to not have fun? No, we do these things to have fun, meet new people, try new things, learn something new, and more. You don't have to write that down. I just wanted to talk about that with you. So we all come together. So your community is not all made up of the same things or the same people who cook the same food and like the same shows or go to the same restaurants or go to the same stores. Our community is made up of different people who like different things, and that's what is so great because we can learn from one another. Now, this is the last thing we're going to do. It says, which community do you think is the most important? Explain why. So you can choose your own And you can write it down or you could write it to me in a comment. What community event do you think is the most important and why? It doesn't even have to be most important. It could just be one that you enjoy the most. I'm going to say, I think Santa riding on the fire trucks is important. And then I'm going to tell why. It brings people together and gets people in the holiday spirit. That's what I think is important and why. Now you can think of something else. You could say, oh, I like going to the festival because I like going on the rides and I think it's fun for people to try new food or new adventures. You could say you think Boy Scouts is the most important. You could say you think sports is the most important. You can say you think, oh, you know what else could be a good one? Like football games. That could be this for just your school, but that works for community too. Football games. Because in the beginning of the year, there's a parade sometimes for the big football game. I'm pretty sure it's around the homecoming game to support Whitesboro. So that brings people together. All right, whatever you think. I want to know what you think is the most important. So you could either type it to me in a comment or you can brainstorm and write it down on a piece of paper. And it can even be the same thing that I wrote. All right, I hope you enjoyed this little mini unit of social studies and that you now really understand why it's important that communities are so different and why cultures are so important because we always learn something new.